Yo traders, what's good? So this lesson is just going to be covering support and resistance. Easy, one of my favorite things to cover because literally it's so simple, but still some people get it wrong and they overthink it and they overcomplicate it, and that's the worst thing you want to do in trading, is overcomplicate anything. Trust me, I've been in, I've done it myself. Just getting too technical and complicated with things is a bad idea. So, what is support and what is resistance? So the easiest way for me to, teach you this is support is when price is being pushed up from an area. So it creates like a floor, a support. So you can guess that when price comes back down to that area, is either going to bounce from it or it's going to break through. Resistance is when price is being pushed down from an area. So sellers are in control. Price is resisting to go higher, so it's just coming down, causing resistance zones. When price comes back to that area that it's been pushed down from before, it's likely it's going to be pushed down again. But if it does get broken through, then it basically becomes the opposite. So if support, where price is being pushed up from, gets broken through, okay, instead of bouncing up from it, the next time it breaks straight through it, we're gonna have to call it a resistance zone now because it's been broken through. So we're expecting it to act as a resistance zone, same as resistance zones. If a resistance area gets broken through by support, buyers. So if buyers push price and it breaks through a resistance area, then it's going to become a support area. So every time price is above some support and every time it's below is resistance. So if that sounds fucking a bit too much, let's just go onto the charts and draw it up so it becomes more clear to you. So remember what I said. So we get this big push up now. Oh, my bad. Let's try that again. Let's just say we get a big push up. We get a pullback and a big push up. What did it create? Well, it's creating support. Basically, creating the floor, the place that is being pushed up from. Now, what's likely to happen is when price comes back there in the future, it's likely to use it as a support again. But if it does break straight through it and close below it, what could it do? It uses it as a resistance where price gets pushed down from, okay? So same thing as resistance. Here we get a big push down, boom. Price gets pushed down, starts this downtrend. Every time it gets pushed down with a bit of power, it's creating these ceilings or these roofs, okay? And I hate explaining it like that, but that's pretty much how you need to see it. Support is a floor, resistance is a ceiling. So we can bet that if it comes back to this area, it's probably going to get pushed back down. But it doesn't need to. There's nothing guaranteed in trading. So if it does break above it, we're expecting it to be used as a support, okay? So hopefully that doesn't sound too confusing. It's going to look better on the real charts anyway. So cool. Now, support and resistance is on every single time frame, mind. But the more it's being tested, the more that an area is being tapped into, the stronger it becomes. So let's take a look on a higher time frame and look for a really strong area, right? I can already see right now. Just say this whole area, mind. We're not looking for like a skinny line. We're not going to draw our support and resistance zones like this, really skinny. We're going to take the whole area into account, all right? Wicks and candle bodies, it doesn't matter. So look at this for an area. Come down, bounced up from it, bounced up from it, bounced up from it. And every time it's pretty much come to this area in the last, I don't know how long, we'll take a look in a minute. It's just been pushed up from it. So let's get the ruler and let's take a look how long this was. For 15 days, this area on the 1 hour time frame has been pushed up from. So that's a strong area. So what can we bet is probably going to happen? Well, when it gets broken through, my bad. When it's got broken through like this, we could have bet, okay, price is going to come back and use it as a resistance. But it didn't. What did it do? Came down, broke straight back above it. So now we're above it, we're going to bet that it's going to bounce from it again because we're back above it. But when we're below it, then we're going to bet that it's going to be a resistance. All right, so that's just how support and resistance works. Let's look for some resistance. Right, this is all right. This is decent. So look, taking into account as a whole area, price came up, got pushed down from there, pushed down from there, came all the way back up, got pushed down again. That's a pretty strong resistance area. So let's just run it back to this point in time. So price came up, pushed down twice, and this time it pushed down really violently. So it's a strong area where obviously every single time buyers have pushed it up recently, tried going higher, they've just pushed price back down. They obviously don't want it going any higher. So my bet is when it comes back to this area, we could be looking for sells down, okay? There it is. Now, of course, I knew that was going to happen because I've already seen it before replaying it, but I think you get the point, yeah? Like, these areas, these whole areas where price is being pushed from, is obviously creating a resistance zone. So if we was to break up above it now with a big push, I'd expect it to be reused as a support zone. Okay, that's how it works, and it's on every single time frame. Let's go to the 5-minute time frame, and let's actually go to today. So cool, perfect examples again. This area there was clearly a resistance area, and this was a support area. Even though it was consolidating, price was being pushed up, and down. So it's pushed up and down. So we got support and resistance. Now what happens when it breaks above with some power? It came back down, retested the broken resistance zone, and used it as a support. So same thing up there as well. When price got to this level, let's pull up bar replay back. Okay, say price got up there, whatever, boom. It's pushed down and it's pushed up. So we got some sort of support and resistance right there as well. Support and resistance zones. So we're looking for price to either bounce off of them or break through them and reuse them. We're bouncing off of it. Okay, we've just broken through them. Now they're no good. In this one, kind of good. Pull them across and just see how they work, yeah? So we've just broken through a support. We've closed below it. Now we're coming back to retest it. There we go. Look at it. So these support and resistance zones are from over there. But we just dragged them across, and look how future price reacted from them. Reacted from them perfect as actual zones. They've wicked into them, body closed, doesn't matter. People overcomplicate this bit. When you're drawing support and resistance, we're just looking for areas and zones. So I take the wicks and the candle bodies into consideration when drawing support and resistance zones. They don't need to be pretty, and they definitely don't need to be actual levels. I see some people draw their support and resistance with lines, and it's like that's not the way to do it. You need to draw as a whole area. So let's take a look at what price does. So yeah, right now price is just respecting this support zone because price is above it. So yeah, we're just bouncing up and down from it. So we can bet that we're probably going to come up now, test this area before dropping, or break straight through it and reuse it as a support. Now, why is that good for us? Like, why can we use that? How can we use that? Let's pull price back. Just remember now, we was currently looking like this. We started off with our support and resistance boxes all the way over there. So let's pull them there now to the right. Pretend the price haven't got there yet. We don't know what's going to happen. Now, where's price going to target? If we know price likes to come down and bounce from support zones, or, you know, come up and bounce from resistance zones, what can we do? We can actually target support and resistance. You know, hope price gets this. We can put our money in and target the support and resistance. We don't need to wait for price to get to the areas and bounce from them before buying or selling. We can literally target them. So boom, we get a pullback, we get an entry candle. But don't worry, because that's not for this lesson. I'm just showing you. Now we can target the supports. We can think, right, instead of waiting for price to get all the way down there and then entering and hoping it bounces up, I'm going to get in. I'm going to target the area. There we go. Same way, we could hope that it breaks straight through this one now and does the same. Or even if we did wait for it to get there and we get in on a buy when price reached this area, what could we do? We could target resistance. So, you know, we wait for price to get to the support, hoping that it bounces. We're probably looking to target the resistance zone. There we go. So that's how we can use support and resistance to buy and sell from, or buy and sell into. So, you know, start thinking a little bit outside the box. But some more tips on support and resistance. Obviously, the higher time frames you go to, the stronger they're going to be, the more power they hold. So let's just go to the 4-hour time frame. So yeah, these areas are going to be strong because higher time frames hold more power. So let's go down to the 1-hour time frame. Why this would be, you know, important to us. So we know when we're drawing up our support and resistance, on a 4-hour time frame. Just take a little look. We literally draw it from there. So we got price to have pushed up from an area on the 4-hour, and it's been pushed down from an area on the 4-hour. Okay, boom. We've drawn our areas up. This is where we can go to our lower time frames. We can get good entries, or what they call sniper entries, and yeah, boom. Even more lower than that. So let's just go the 5-minute time frame. Yeah, I'd say I look pretty safe, but there. Let's go back to the 1 hour and this target. So that's a 1 to 6. Take a 1 to 5. Now that's a 1 to 5. Take a look on the 1-minute time frame. This is where it's going to get really sketchy as well, because the lower the time frames you go, the more crazy and scatty looking things become. It's going to look cleaner on the higher time frames, but obviously it takes a lot longer for price to move and make those things happen. So look how many times we have support and resistance, breakouts and retests on a 1 minute time frame. A lot. Let's put it across. So we got our resistance, then we got a support, look, twice it bounced from it, and it breaks down, comes back up, and just uses it as resistance. Same thing as where it was getting pushed up from. You can bet that in the future it's going to use it as resistance. And I'm keeping these messy and not really drawing them perfect, because I need you to understand that trading is not perfect. Anything you do in trading, you're going to overcomplicate at the beginning, because we all do. We try and master everything and make it perfect. You don't need to do that. You just start looking at things in more of a simple way. But this lesson was just to give you some tips on how you can use support and resistance to trade into and trade from. Okay, so just a quick example again on how we can actually use it as take profits and targets. So we know price has been pushed down from this whole area, and price has been pushed up from this whole area a bunch, right? So let's just use it. Boom. So we break through. Okay, we just pull it back. We broke through our support and resistance area. So what is it now? It's not support anymore. We're looking at it as a resistance. We're expecting price to come back to it and test it. This is where we can buy. See what I'm saying? We just targeted the area, that's all. That's a little lesson on support and resistance. I don't think there's much more I can really do to show you. Like, I'll just overcomplicate it otherwise. Just a few tips on it. The more touches and taps that an area gets pushed down from or up from, the stronger it is going to be to break. But when it does get broken, then it's probably going to be used equally as strong as another thing. So if support's been bounced up from 5 times in the last 2 days, when it does break through, it's probably going to be a strong resistance as well. Okay, so that's support and resistance in a nutshell. Don't want to overcomplicate it or drag the lesson out too much. Let's move on to the next one.